Ain't playing.
Yeah.
Me yet?
There you go. We're unmuted.
There we go. Can you hear us now?
I can hear you.
You, John, that's all that matters. How you
That's
doing,
right.
man?
Doing good.
This might be an unusual looking arrangement for you guys. This is John with
Jason?
Dave and Jason and John Messenbrink. We are rocking and rolling, and we are at the factory here at TACO in Cranston, Rhode Island for our TACO After Dark. Now we're not on different coasts. We're all in the same room.
Look at us.
How about that?
Look at us.
How about that? Now, John, you're not with us. You're still out in Sycamore, Illinois.
Yep, I'm AI generated.
You are. There you go. There you go. Well, welcome everybody to the fourth edition of TACO After Dark for the spring of 2025. And we've got a really cool show for you tonight about circulator selection and why it is so flippin' important. First, I just want to turn it over just to John Messenbrink just to say hello and let us know a little bit about our co-sponsor, Mechanical Hub, and what you guys do in general and what you guys have going this week on your wonderful website.
Yeah, thanks, John. We're an online resource, mechanical-hub.com. News, case studies, technology, social media, you name it. I'm excited. Next week, I'm going to visit our mutual friend Dan Foley out in DC.
Woohoo, all right.
I'm gonna do some ride-alongs with him.
Good. Tell Dan I expect him to be on time. That'll be an inside joke.
I also told him, when we played the golf tournament, I said I didn't shoot too badly, and because he's been banned from that, right?
He was excused from duty. Let's put it that way.
That's right. So I look forward to that next week. I'll be in Washington, D.C. doing some Capitol Hill stuff. And then there's a plumbing meeting and then Dan Foley for a day. So that's the 3 full days of good stuff.
Awesome.
Busy enough already. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to talk to Trump about tariffs and
see what you can do. See what you can do.
I will do that. But thanks again, guys. This is a great time spent on a Wednesday night, man. These classes and seminars are these are the best, man. So thank you.
Awesome. Well, you're welcome, and thank you for being with us and being a supporter from day one, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. As you guys know, this is, of course, TACO After Dark. This is part 4 of spring 2025, and there's my man Bruce Campbell. All right, who looks a lot like Dave Holdorf back when Dave used to have hair. I'm not sure if people are familiar with that or not. If you can see the resemblance.
Yeah. Never had the salt and pepper though.
You never had the salt and pepper. You went right to just skin.
Clear.
There you go.
Clear hair.
But tonight's topic is flow, head, and the finer points of circulator selection, which is going to be kind of interesting. This is one of my favorite programs to do because it really does a good job helping you all understand the importance of circulator selection, because I firmly believe this. I firmly believe that the circulator has more to say about overall system efficiency than we've ever given it credit for. It is the thing that makes the water go round and round. Yes, the boiler makes the heat, and yes, the heat emitters deliver the heat, but it's the circulator that facilitates the journey, and how it does that is a major league big deal. And we want to make sure we get them sized properly, but not oversized. And we're going to go over that tonight in excruciating detail, Dave. Excruciating detail. Now, as you may have guessed from the intro song, our theme this spring is power trios, right? Power trios. Now, you may not associate Star Wars with power trios, but bear with me. It's a bit of a stretch, but I think I was able to pull it off. All right. And also because we just passed Star Wars Day, May the 4th, right? May the 4th. Now, May the 5th be with you is wrong, because that would be Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
So
Right.
it's a combination of Cinco de Mayo, May the 4th be with you, and then whatever today is, the 7th, right? Today is not the 4th, it's not the 5th, it is the 7th. And it being late in the afternoon, it's the bottom of the 7th. We've already had our 7th inning stretch, and we are going to get started with Taco After Dark.
Could
Star
you
Wars edition.
imagine if Cinco de Mayo fell on Taco After Dark?
Oh, I
Ooh.
can't wait. I hope.
When
Oh.
that happens, yeah, I gotta
Let's
look
make
ahead.
that happen.
I gotta look ahead.
Let's not be at the factory when that happens,
No,
so
no,
we can
no,
throw
no,
a couple
no.
of back.
No,
Huh?
no. So our cast of characters tonight, our theme, of course, is Star Wars, and the Star Wars power trio of the night, of course. Hey, right? Everybody sees this.
I see the resemblance.
I can't tell you how many times I just thought about this today, actually. I think 76 or 49 years ago, either 48 or 49 years ago, Star Wars came out. Think about that. Because that was 1976, 1977.
Yeah.
If
yep.
you go back
Wow.
50 years from 1976, 1977, you're talking about 1926, 1927. There weren't even talkies. There were still silent movies. Think about that. In our lifetime, well, mine, I don't know about you guys, but in my lifetime, 50, I think that just, I'm sorry, brief aside, feeling old. A lot of people mistake me for Harrison Ford. An awful lot of people.
I was wondering how we got
You too, huh?
Harrison Ford and talkies. Yeah.
It's just something I was thinking about today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Han Solo because Han Solo is cool. What can I say? All right. Jason, of course, being the young Padawan, is going to be Luke Skywalker, looking a little shocked. And of course, Master Yodo over here
Yeah.
with his little fifth of Jack Daniels.
Oh, wow. I thought
So-
you might go R2D2.
Yeah. Well, he's got a little art up here.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got the R2D2 look. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Single light on my head.
There you go. So that's that. Questions, chats. You guys have been with us before. We thrive on your questions and comments. So if you could, please go to that chat section and question section on your control panel and just type in how you doing, chime in where you're from. I saw we had Fairbanks already. So it's Taco After Lunch in Fairbanks, I think, but it's Taco After Dark here. But just let us know where you're from and who y'all are, and we'd just love to hear from what you guys have to say.
Todd's from the Death Star, Ohio.
The Death Star, Ohio, very good.
Dave in Michigan, excellent. Kevin, Orlando, awesome. Kevin in Montana, great. Good to see you guys. So we got Steve also from PA. Paul from Jersey, excellent. North Tonawanda.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, man.
All right. All
New
right.
York, in case anybody's curious where North Tonawanda is,
Yes.
just outside of Buffalo.
I dated a girl from North Tonawanda once.
Really?
Yes. That's not the kind of thing I'd make up.
I thought there was a joke there.
No, there's no joke. I just dated a girl from
Tonawanda.
North Tonawanda. And no, her name was not Wanda from
Yeah, yeah,
North
yeah.
Tonawanda. But anyway, let's be.
Anyways, thanks for joining us, everybody. Greatly appreciate you guys coming tonight.
My friends, this is
Yeah.
why we don't do these things together often. It's often best that we're in
Keep us
separate
separated.
places. Yes. All right, let's get started. Enough of this messing around. Let's get this show on the road. Circulator selection. Okay, the finer points of flow, head, and circulator selection. We want to let the BTUs flow through you. And understand this, there's more to life than 3 speeds. I'm going to say this. I know we love variable speed circulators. We're going to talk a lot about those tonight. 3-speed circulators, in my opinion, have done more harm than good to our industry. Why do you suppose that is? This is a question for the group. Why do you suppose I think 3-speed circulators have done more harm than good for our industry? I'm curious. I'm curious. I know you
Me too.
agree with me
Me
because
as-
basically as a Padawan, you have no choice.
Yes.
You have to agree with me.
You told me to agree.
Yes, right. When I hired you, you will agree with me, right?
Yeah, because he doesn't get that from me anymore.
Yeah. I know, it was a nice year or so while that outlasted. What do we get? We get any answers there? Why do you think that the 3-speed circulators have done more damage than good?
Patrick threw out there because people don't understand them.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's true. Again, I'll throw this out there to the audience. I know you guys know the answer, but I'll throw this out to the audience. You go out on a job site, you see a 3-speed circulator, where is it always set?
Yep.
Yeah.
Doug and Paul got it. Yep.
Yeah, always set to high, always set to high, which we call contractor no callback mode. If you use a 3-speed circulator and you only set it to high, what the hell are you using a 3-speed circulator for? It doesn't make any
Get a
sense.
single speed.
Doesn't, yeah. Same thing, only different. So anyway, there is more to life than 3 speeds. Let's start talking just about circulators, how they work, what they do, so we know, we get a nice baseline going here. We call them pumps, right? All the time we call them pumps, but they are not pumps, they are circulators. What's the difference? A pump pumps and a circulator circulates. That's the fundamental difference between them. You got that? You write that down? I didn't see you write that in a notebook.
Nope.
There you go. Pumps, circulators circulate. Pumps lift water out of the ground into a tank. A circulator just makes water go round and round. It can do an awful lot of work with a very small motor. So it's a different animal. We're not creating pressure, we're creating a pressure differential. Okay, we're moving much smaller gallons per minute, and we can do it with a much smaller motor. So it is a circulator, not a pump, and it creates a pressure differential. That's its job. It's really just a lean green pressure differential machine. I heard somebody say it once, and I thought it made a lot of sense. A pump is for an open system, like a well. A circulator is for a closed system, like a hydronic heating loop.
That makes sense.
So
That makes sense.
I think that works. The trick for any circulator is to create enough of a pressure differential to give you enough flow to deliver the BTUs you need to deliver at any given point in time. How do we know that? Well, now we have to figure that stuff out. We have to figure out the flow we need. We have to figure out the head pressure loss that water encounters going through the pipe, and then pick a pump that's going to, at the very least, match, if not supersede that. How does a circulator work? You guys grab me one of those things.
Yeah.
Give me a circulator right over there. Oh, even better. Hey.
Oh, you got the cutaway.
Ooh, look
Good,
at this.
good,
Look
good.
at this, huh? This is a circulator cutaway. All right. Inside, we see this little guy right here. This is the impeller, and the impeller goes round and round. All right. Here's another one. This is the out of the case impeller. All right. The impeller goes round and round. Okay. And the motor makes it go round and round. What happens is this. All right. The water enters the circulator from the gazinta side. Okay. You always see there's an arrow here that tells you the direction of flow. If you take a look at it, the circulator like this, you see that it is a right-handed circulator because the flow is going to the right. If I were to do this, it would be a left-handed circulator and the flow is going to the left. But the water enters through the gazinta side or the inlet side. As you can see here, it takes a 90-degree turn. This hump always tells us the gazinta side. It takes a 90-degree turn. This impeller is spinnerating inside. Okay, so the water enters the circulator through the eye, and it enters through the inlet side, and the water then enters the impeller through the eye, this little thing right in the center. The impeller's spinning, and these veins that you see here, or that you see right there, or that picture on the screen, what they do is they slap or fling the water from the inside out. So if you're looking down on it, if you're looking through the eye, the water's going down, and phew, it's getting shot out at a higher velocity in a 360-degree pattern into the discharge side of the circulator. Now, the discharge side is a narrowing passageway. It's a much narrower than the inlet side. So it's kind of like what happens when you put your thumb over the end, half of the end of a hose. The water comes out at a higher pressure, all right? And what it does is it turns that velocity into pressure. Now we got a bunch of different types of impellers. We're concerned about two things. As you can see in the drawing, there's the thickness and the diameter. Now this is a 007, standard efficiency 007 impeller, and it's fairly thick. It's fairly thick. The thicker the impeller, the more room there is for water, the more gallons per minute that impeller can move, that circulator can move. It's a higher flow rate, okay? All things being equal, like speed of the impeller, RPMs, that stuff, all things being equal, a thicker impeller will move more water than a thinner impeller, all right? More gallons per minute. Now the diameter, how big across, that matters because that measures the fling. So all things being equal, like the RPM of the impeller, an impeller that's bigger around will have a longer fling. That impeller will impart more head pressure differential. So that'll be a higher head circulator. If you got an impeller that's big around but not very thick, all right, that would be considered a low flow, high head impeller, low flow, high head circulator. If you have an impeller that is not all that big around but pretty thick, okay, now you've got a high flow, low head circulator. So that's the difference in impellers, and that determines how they move water, all right? If you increase the speed, like a 3-speed circulator, if you go from low to medium to high, you're just going to get more whatever it was giving you. It doesn't change the shape of the curve. So a 3-speed circulator with this kind of an impeller is going to be flat curve, flat curve, flat curve. A 3-speed circulator with a bigger around, thinner impeller is going to be steep curve, steep curve, steep curve. You can't get a circulator that's going to be flat curve and low, steep curve and medium, and flat curve and high. It doesn't work that way. That's a crime against nature, Dave. Thank you for that response.
You wake over there,
I
Dave.
really appreciate it. It's not. It's in the same room, not in the same. It doesn't.
It's disrespect, John.
Thank you. Hold that. All right. Let's talk about head pressure. Head is a term we use for expressing pressure. Okay, we use it to express pressure in hydronics. It's specifically pressure loss. Now, an engineer, when they talk about pressure loss, they might talk in terms of PSI. We talk in terms of feet of head. And why do we talk about it in terms of feet of head? Your guess is as good as mine. Why we do it? The reason we do it is because of this picture. All right. If I had a column of water, and I don't care how big around it is, just how high it is. If I had a column of water 28 inches high, and I put a little gauge at the bottom, all right, 28 inches high, filled it with water, that gauge would read 1 PSI. All right, 28 inches of water column is 1 PSI worth of pressure at the bottom. Another way of saying 28 inches is 2.31 feet. So what we do in hydronics is if I have 1 PSI worth of pressure loss or pressure drop, that is going to be equal to 2.31 feet of head loss or friction loss in the piping. So that's where that comes from. That's why we talk about feet of head. A lot of people get confused. Feet of head, feet of height. I got a 3-story. I need a high head pump to get that water up there. We'll talk about that in a minute, but that's not true. You don't need that. All right. So, but that's basically why 1 PSI equals 2.31 feet of head loss. Okay. 2.31 feet of head loss. Now, let's talk about head loss, losing one's head. What an awful thing that is. Right? When we talk about head loss in a piping system, we're really talking about friction loss or pressure loss. That water's running through the system, okay? It's scraping up against the sides of the pipe. It's hitting a fitting and changing direction. All of those things cause pressure loss due to friction. Pressure loss, friction loss, same thing, only different. All right, so that pipe creates the friction, and our job is to figure out what that number is, and then when we choose a circulator that is capable of overcoming that friction loss at the flow rate we need. All right, so the flow and head loss are linked together. As flow goes up, head goes up exponentially. All right, maybe a great way to think of this is, who here remembers playing with Hot Wheels?
I certainly do.
You did. I played. I love me some Hot Wheels, right?
Wait, were we supposed to stop?
Oh, do you collect? Do you collect? Can I come over to your house?
I love my job. My employees, but I love my job. Used to be Hot Wheels was gravity, right? You had that little purple C-clamp, you tied it to the dining room table.
Yep.
Put the orange track on and you went down and loop-de-loop and all that cool stuff. Then they gave you side by side so you could have drag races. All that was cool. Then in 1970, they came out with this little Speed Shack thing. This little orange roof thing you see right there that allowed you to set up like just something flat on the ground and make it like Indy racing. And if you think about how those things work, it's a great analogy for a hydronic heating system and a circulator and what a circulator does. Because you remember when you use this thing, right? You had that little speed check and it had these little rubber wheels spinning like crazy in it, right? And you took the car and you rolled it in and then boom, it got shot out the other side.
Yep.
All right, at a higher velocity. And it's zipping around the track. And as it's zipping around the track, it's rubbing up against the sides. It's rubbing against the track itself. All of that is friction loss, right? So it's slowing down until it gets back to the inlet side of that little track and then shack, and then boom, it gets shot right back out again. Is this amusing you?
Our guests are.
Or what are they saying?
So Paul says, is that the starter pistol laying there on the
Well,
floor?
that's the other question I had. I'm thinking, okay, either that's a cap gun or this picture was taken in Texas. I'm not sure which one it is. I hope it's a cap gun. I really do. Otherwise,
Who's taking the picture?
yeah, who's taking a picture? Here, hold my gun. I got to get a picture of this. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, but again, think of that little Speed Shack as your circulator. The Hot Wheels car is the water, and the orange track is your piping, and you got what's going on here, right? You got what's going on. And I'm sorry, I think that's a brilliant analogy.
I do too.
And I basically invented that. There you go.
He said he invented it.
Well, he's lying. An important truth in hydro. See why we shouldn't do this together all that often.
Yeah.
I think once a year is good. Oh, wait, we're going to do it again. We got one coming up in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Important truth. Again, this goes back to that height thing. All right. The physical height of the heating system above the boiler has zero, nothing to do with the required head pressure of the pump and feet. Because we don't have to lift the water up 3 flights of stairs. Why? Well, it's already there. We filled and pressurized the system. I don't have to lift water up. It's already there. I just have to make it go round and round. Well, wait a minute. What about the weight of the water? Do we have to push that weight of that water up? No, it's a closed loop system, right? In a closed loop system, what goes up must come down. I don't have to push the water up. I got the same amount of water coming back down on the other side as a counterbalance. So the calculated head loss of a system would be the same if it was flat. Oops, okay, my little pen isn't working here. It would be the same as if it was flat or if it was up and down, horizontal or vertical. That's what I'm talking about. There we go, horizontal or vertical. Best way to think about this is a Ferris wheel, okay, is a Ferris wheel. Let's see if I get this thing on. Boom, 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 boom. Nope. Yours will work?
I don't know.
There we go. Very good, very good, very good. You know what? I haven't charged that thing. That's why. If Jason, Dave, and I are sitting in this cart on the London Eye Ferris wheel, does the motor on the Ferris wheel have to lift the 3 of us up?
Oh, I don't think it could.
I think it could. No.
But no, it doesn't.
It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to, because there's 3 other dumb fat guys over here coming down the other side acting as a counterbalance. All this motor on the Ferris wheel has to do is overcome the friction loss of the bearing assembly that holds the wheel to the frame. Same thing, only different in a hydronic system. Circulator doesn't have to lift it up. You got the same stuff coming back down the other side. So another good way of thinking of it is a bicycle chain. All right, think of the water in your system as a bicycle chain. You pedal a bicycle, every link in that chain moves at exactly the same time and exactly the same speed. All right, so that we go off the rails a little bit from that Hot Wheels analogy. If you view the Hot Wheel, the car moving as pressure, not just movement, but pressure, we lose pressure as we go along. But when we're actually pedaling the bike, every one of these links in the chain moves at exactly the same time at exactly the same speed. Now, real quick, just pump curves. Just want to show you some pump curves and some different things here on different AC circulators, different ECM circulators that TACO has. We got a bunch of circulators and a lot, until we get to AC, until we get to the ECM circulators, these AC circulators that you're seeing here, by May of 2028, they're going to go away. But I want to share them too, because we're going to keep making them right up until then. Our two little bitty circulators, the 006 and the 003, those are mostly domestic hot water recirc pumps. The 003B bronze pump, okay? Those are primarily for domestic hot water recirculation. Wouldn't necessarily use them in hydronic systems. You could, price-wise, they might not make a whole lot of sense. Then we have our flat curve pumps. Remember the impeller I showed you with the open vanes, it's thick but not that big around. These are what we would call a flat curve pump. High flow, relatively speaking, low head flat curve. These circulators, again, we're talking about applications. These circulators, all right, are for best application for a flat curve pump is a zone valve application. Flat curve pumps and zone valves go together like cake and ice cream. Okay, they're perfect. They're made for each other because with a flat curve pump, big changes in flow result, which would happen when zone valves close or open. Big changes in flow result in very small changes in head pressure differential created by the circulator. So it keeps, so that when we have a flat curve pump, we're far less likely to have banging zone valves or velocity noise issues when they close, things like that. So flat curve circulator, great for zone valves. Actually, the 007 is the #1 selling wet rotor circulator in North America, and it's not by a little. That'd be this one right here. It's simply because it fits so many applications. So zone pumping, zone valves, perfect application for the 007. It fits most residential applications. Not all, there's always the weird ones out there, but it does fit an awful lot of them. Steep curve pumps, as you can see, 008, 0011, 0013. We have lower flow, but higher head compared to the flat curve pumps. So this is an impeller that's going to be thinner and bigger around. Okay, thinner and bigger around. As Dave is handing to me as we speak, that is a 009 impeller. This is a 008 impeller. All right, so as you can see, not that thick, but pretty big around. So there you go. Applications of this: radiant floor heating, heat exchangers, snow melt, things with PEX. Those are the best applications for your steep curve pumps. Now, just so you know, the 008 is probably our 0015 standard efficiency 3-speed at high speed. Same thing for the Grundfos 1558, the B&G NRF 22, and whatever other 3-speed you see out there. They're all steep curve pumps, all right? They're all steep curve pumps, okay? We have specialty circulators that kind of fit somewhere in the middle. 009, that's a steep curve pump, man. That's a double black diamond if I ever saw one, with moguls and very little room to stop at the end. That's a steep curve pump. 0014 is kind of in the middle. All right, it's not steep, it's not flat, it's kind of fleep. You like that?
Fleep. Fleep.
Flat, steep, it's fleep.
Fleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I got you.
I'm trying hard to impress him. I haven't been able to do it in a while. 009. People say, where the heck would you use that? Not in anybody's house. That's where you would not want to use this in a residential application. In fact, the reason the 009 exists, it's for that one weird system where lift actually does matter. It was originally designed to be a booster pump for a drain back solar system, meaning we do want to lift the water up from the basement into that solar panel, over the top and into the drain back tank. Once we do that, we complete a closed loop using the tank as kind of the connection point. Then the booster pump shuts off, and then the regular solar pump takes over. But that's really where the 009 makes a lot of sense. You ever see it in a house? Somebody somewhere wasn't thinking, because I can't imagine, 4 gallons a minute at 28 foot ahead. You know what that is? I know what you're going to say. What application would you do that in?
Radiant floor heating, when they sold a 1,000-foot loop.
Yep.
Oh,
And there's only 2 pipes coming out of the front.
oh no.
Yes.
That's when you might
How
run
come I
into that.
got this 3-loop manifold and I only got 2 pipes to come in?
Oh, buddy.
There's supposed to be 4 more.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Now I know why you sold me a cutter too.
Yeah, that's right. So that would be an instance where you might see it.
And we'll see that when we do head loss calculations later on. You'll see where that math comes into play.
There you go. We have our 3-speed pumps. Okay, we have the 0015 and the 0013 3-speeds. Now you would think that this would be the 0013 and this would be the 0015 because this one's bigger than that one, but you'd be wrong. This is the 0015. This is the 0013. Simply because we had the 0015 first.
Yep.
And we just picked that number. Yeah, rhyme, reason. I don't think so.
The 00 numbering system. And so when I started here, spent some time upstairs. I said, I got to figure out the rhyme or reason or the pattern to this. So I went to the product managers, sat down, and said, all right, guys, you got to let me know. I've been speccing, designing these things for years. What's the pattern? They said, there is none. Oh, it's whatever number was next, and it was the next pump that we designed.
Yeah.
Starting with, no, you're wrong. We never had a 001.
No.
We started with the 007, went down to the 3, then went up.
Yeah.
So that's all there is to it.
That's all there is to
That's
it.
all there is to it.
So these are our steep curve. They don't look steep, but I just ask you to look here, 31 gallons per minute and 30 feet ahead. These are, relatively speaking, steep curve 3-speed circulators. And then we have our flat curve 3-speed circulators, the 0010 and 0012. We're talking 46 gallons per minute on the high end, but a maximum of about 14 feet ahead. So that's a flatter curve, 0010, 0012, flat curve 3-speed circulators. We get into ECM, the 007E. It's a variable speed circulator. When we get into talking variable speeds in a couple of episodes, you'll learn that this is our variable speed part. Out here is full speed, fixed speed, and we'll explain why. I think not next week, but the week after, about why that is and how they work. But the 007 is a single performance curve 3-speed or ECM circulator. So no dials, no decisions. It's just like the 007 standard efficiency, only more efficient and better.
All right, we had a question come in. So from Ahmed, he was asking, what's the RPM of these circulators? So the standard AC that we had up here, before we show this ECM 007 on the screen, the standard AC circulators run at 3450. Previous circulators, when we start talking about the previous generation, your 3-piece, the B&G 100, the Takeo 110s, those were 1725. So when the wet rotor circulators came along and replaced that 3-piece, and we were able to do that with a third of the size product,
Right.
we did it because we could double the RPMs. By doubling the RPMs, we increased the flow in head exponentially. It's what we call the pump affinity laws. So now when we jump into ECM here, we can actually have control over those RPMs because these are variable speed, and we can go up to as high as 5,000 RPM now. So,
Ooh, doggy.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
a lot of RPM.
Most of the time we're around 4.
On the residential,
residential,
not
yeah.
just, not commercial too.
Our largest ECM right now goes up to 4,400 RPM,
Okay.
but we could over ramp it if we wanted to, but we
Right.
limit it to around that 4 to 4,500 or so.
Right. Now, why would you want RPM getting close to 5,000 RPM?
Well, it just gives us more flow in head.
Right.
Yeah, we're just going to be able to do more with that circulator, but unfortunately they don't last as long.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't like Ford versus Ferrari where we get dangerous into that 7,000. I just saw
Right.
the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's what happens.
It's
With
hard not to
7,000
reference
RPM,
it.
Yeah,
It's hard not to
You're
reference
blowing
that
engines,
movie.
yeah.
you're blowing
Yeah,
engines. There
Yep,
you
yep, understood.
go. 0015E3. You like those 3-speed pumps? This is a 3-setting pump, a 3-setting pump. So I've got low constant pressure at 10 foot ahead, or 5 foot ahead rather. I've got medium constant pressure at 10 foot ahead. So it'll work on a fixed performance curve like so, or a fixed performance curve like so. And if I go to contractor no callback mode, just set it to high. It's a full speed, fixed speed, 44 watt circulator. Just depends on what we need. All right, are you ready for Takeo trivia, guys?
Yeah, I
You ready for Takeo
Yes, I
trivia?
am. Yes, I am.
Of course,
I don't know the answers.
use the force. Think, if you use the force, you'll know the
Okay.
answer. You'll find the answer. It is, of course, a Star Wars themed night, right? It's a Star Wars themed night because we just had May the 4th 3 days ago,
And May the 5th,
and May the 5th.
Yep,
yes.
we sure
2
did.
days ago.
Cinco de Mayo.
That was Monday.
So, what is our trivia question? Did you know, not counting the Star Wars offshoots like Solo or was it Rogue One and all those others,
Mhm.
not counting the Star Wars offshoot flicks, only 2 characters appeared in all 9 of the Star Wars movies. All right. Only 2 characters, only 2 appeared in every single one of those movies.
Not actors. Okay.
Only 2 characters. Zip. I got a whole bag of shh with your name on it. Who were the characters? Now I know why Dr. Evil had to keep Scott in line. All righty. Who were the characters? Who were the characters? Type them in when you know them.
All right. So yes, we have Takeaway After Dark backpacks, Takeaway After Dark t-shirts that I'll be sending out. And by the way, any of you previous winners, everything left Monday.
Hey.
On the
So,
5th.
Yes.
All right.
Everything got
Ooh.
out Monday.
May the 5th be with you.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
good.
You
Good
can
job.
plead the 5th too
I
if you
did.
want.
Yes. So everything's
Out. Out. Very good. Very good. All righty. Back to work, Wookiees. Damp aging Chewbacca. One of my favorite lines. of all
yes.
time.
Yeah.
There we go. All righty. Let's do some math now. We're going to size a circulator. When you size a circulator, the first thing you have to do is find the flow rate that you need to find the flow rate you need to deliver the BTUs required. Now, we went over the universal hydronics formula last week. As a reminder, Jason, what is the universal hydronics
Well, it
formula?
basically states GPM is equal to your BTU. That's your load or your design to load of the building over delta T times 500.
GPM equals BTUH divided by delta T times 500.
Yep.
Very good. Very good. All righty. So we're going to do one zone of fin tube baseboard. It could be one zone of anything. It really doesn't matter. 30,000 BTUs alone. So this is a big ass, big honking zone.
It is
excuse
a
me.
big honking
It's
one.
a big honking zone. Big honking zone. 30,000 BTU load. We're designing to a delta T of 20 degrees. And we're using 100% water. So that 500 number does apply with 100% water. So we just do some math. GPM equals 30,000 divided by 20 times 500. 20 times 500, math tells us, is 10,000. So 30,000 divided by 10,000 gives us a flow rate of 3 GPM.
There you have
So
it.
in order to deliver 30,000 BTUs under design conditions, that quote unquote coldest day of the year, I got to flow 3 gallons a minute through this zone.
Yep.
Okay. Simple, straightforward, piece of cake. Next, we have to determine the head loss.
That's right.
As that 3 gallons a minute is going through that pipe, it's encountering friction loss. How do we know how much it is? Well, we can estimate and we can calculate. Now, this estimating mode is your Friday afternoon. I got to get something in here because I got a dead pump and I got to get home to bring my kid to his game. This is estimating. This is so safe, it's not even funny. You will oversize a pump this way, but it will work. It will work, and it's generally accepted. All right. First thing you want to do is measure the run. Could I have that circulator?
You absolutely can, John.
Measure the run. When we talk about measuring the run, I mean from the Gazauda side of the circulator all the way back to the Gazinda side of the circulator. That's the run. And estimate, all right? You can't get in there with a ruler and measure every inch of pipe. That's not practical. It's not possible. I can't see the pipe, man. If I can't see the pipe, I can't possibly do this. Therefore, I can't be held responsible.
What is it that you guys always say? If your calculation ends in either a 0, anything other than a 0 or a 5, you're way overthinking it.
Exactly. You
Right.
estimate.
And
right?
we understand what's going on behind the walls of a home a lot better than most people do.
Right. Everybody, I'm venturing to guess most of the people out there in webinar land have been in a house under construction and have run pipe through it.
Yep.
you got an idea. Get yourself an idea. So 5 foot up, 10 foot over, that's 15. I'm going down 30, 15, 30, 45. I'm going over 20, that's 65. I'm coming back 30, that's 95. I'm coming over 15, that's 110. I'm coming down 15, that's 125 feet. We'll call it 130,
Let's
just
do
to
it.
be safe. That's the measured run. Now, we haven't taken fittings and valves and crap that's in the way into account yet. We have to do that, but that gives us a measured length. We call it the measured length. To allow for valves and fittings and stuff that's in the way, we're going to multiply that measured length by 1.5. We're adding 50% to the length. So the measured run times 1.5 to allow for valves and fittings, the stuff that's in the way. And that is a very generous allowance, extremely generous allowance. Multiplied by 1.5, that gives you something called the total equivalent or total developed length. It's as if we took all those fittings, hammered them out into equivalent lengths of pipe, and just made a big circle with no fittings at all. That's what that run would, the length of that run would be. Once I have that total equivalent or total developed length, I then multiply that by 0.04, 0.04. And that represents 4 feet of head loss for every 100 feet of straight, properly sized pipe at the maximum flow rate for that size of pipe. All right. 4 feet of head for every 100 feet of straight, properly sized pipe for the maximum flow rate through that size of pipe. So really what this is doing, it's estimating head through 3/4 inch as if I were running 4 gallons a minute as opposed to the 3 that I am running through it. It's estimating at 1 inch pipe at 9 gallons a minute. It's estimating 1 1/4 at 14 gallons a minute, or 1 1/2 at 22 gallons a minute. The 0.04 stays the same. It's just, it's it's presuming the maximum velocity through that pipe. So 0.04. So measure the run, multiply by 1.5, multiply by 0.04. If you want to take a quick shortcut, measure the measured run times 0.06. Why didn't I tell you 0.06 right from the get-go? Hey, you needed to know this part. You needed to know the why behind it, right? Now you know the why, you can use the shortcut. Is that right? Let's do an example. How are we doing on questions, Dave? Any good questions, or are you getting all these? Boy, you got a lot of answers there.
A lot of answers.
Did we get a lot of trivia answers?
We did.
All right.
We did.
Are we seeing some correct ones?
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Very good.
Yep. So no, actually, Ahmad was just asking, I think, since we got the flow is 3 gallons a minute, do we need to determine the pipe diameter like we did last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We go by pipe. We go by our pipe sizing guidelines. Broad guidelines. If my pipe 2 to 4 GPM, I'm looking at 3/4 inch pipe, 3/4 inch copper or black iron. 4.1 to 9 GPM, we're looking at 3/4 inch or 1 inch copper. If it was black iron, Schedule 40 black iron, you might only be able to go up to 8 gallons a minute because the wall's thicker. I don't have as big of an ID, but copper, you can go up to 9 gallons a minute with 1 inch. 9 to 14 is 1.5 inches. 14 to 22 is 1.5 inches, and so on and so on. Is that right? Now, example, total measured length, 135 feet.
Ends in a 5.
Ends in a 5.
Yep,
There you go. Ends in a 5. Multiply that by
0.06.
no, 1.5.
Oh, yeah.
1.5.
Yep.
That's 203 feet. So my total developed estimated length is 203 feet. It's 200. We'll call it 200. That's good. Multiply that by 0.04. I'm at just a shade over 8 feet ahead. We'll call it 8 feet ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to need a circulator that can do 3 gallons a minute at 8 feet ahead. How about
That's right.
that? How about that?
That's it.
3 gallons a minute at 8 feet ahead. Well, let's go see if we can find one. This is all those double O's we showed you before, standard efficiency double O's. We threw them all on one chart just to have some fun with.
It looks like somebody chewed Skittles.
I don't think
Spit out.
I've ever seen this slide.
Yeah, it's good. This is like, a bad hallucinogenic trip here.
Right.
But down at the bottom, we have flow. And down on the x-axis, the y-axis, we have head. So 3 gallons a minute, 8 feet ahead. We follow to where they intersect, and looky-loo, I'm in the wrong spot. Forget that one. Right there. Right there. 3 gallons a minute at 8 feet ahead. Here's a pop quiz for the audience. what circulator would you choose? Looking at what you're looking at, and you'll note the key for all those letters are over here. Looking at what you're looking at, what circulator would you choose? Have we got some answers there, Dave? A few.
We've got Doug is saying 007. Ahmad said the 8. Ryan pulled in a 5. Richard 5. Alexander also saying a 5.
Okay. Well, let's take a look. The 008 is this guy right here. All right. That'll work. That'll
no, I'm sorry. He said B.
B. Oh,
Okay. It's not
B.
an 8 there. Yeah.
But if you were to pick the 008, would it work? In terms of delivering BTUs and no one ever calling you up and saying they're cold and claiming it's your fault?
Might be a little over.
Eight's going to work just fine, but it's going to be a little over.
A little over.
Now, someone said the 007, E, that's this guy. Would that work? That's a better choice than the 8, I'll tell you that right now. When you're selecting a circulator, you want to try and have as little white space as possible between your duty point and the pump curve you're choosing. You want to try to have as little white space as possible. All right, if you can have none, even better. Now, a lot of folks chose the 005, correct? That would be this guy, B, the 005. You know what? That's dead on perfect, man.
Yep.
That is dead on perfect. That would be a great choice, except for one thing. What's that one thing?
It's exactly what Patrick said here.
Yeah.
So Patrick said here, if I have the option, a 005,
Right.
but likely it's going to be a 007.
Right.
Yeah.
And the reason you're not likely to see a 005 is nobody has them. I think the only people that buy them from us is Granger.
Yeah. Is it because it's so similar to
Yeah.
the double?
It's so similar to 007.
To the 007, it's like,
Yeah.
why do I need 2 SKUs?
Right. The 005 is the 007's kid brother.
Right.
And you know, you can tell you come from a wholesale background. That's exactly the reason wholesalers don't
Yeah.
stock it. Why would I need that? I got the 007. It'll do everything the 005 can do plus a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, you're right. All right. Now, this doesn't have an eraser on it,
No.
does it? All right. I'll use this one over here. What did I just do?
You zoomed in
I didn't want to do that. I want to erase. Where's my eraser?
right there. It's a pen.
Right there?
Yep.
Eraser. Let's get rid of all this. All right. Now. Uh-oh.
You got too close to it, the edge.
There we go. I've been living on the edge most of my life.
Aerosmith.
All right. Right here. If I were to use the 007, that's this guy right here. If I were to use the 007, understand I did all this math to come up with 3 gallons a minute at 8 feet ahead. The minute I throw a circulator on there, I'm never going to see 3 gallons a minute at 8 foot ahead unless I use the 005, obviously. But I put the 007 on there. I am never, ever going to see 3 gallons a minute at 8 feet ahead. The reason is the system has to work somewhere on the pump performance curve. It has to work somewhere on that teal colored line. My question for the group is, what flow and head will I actually see in that system? If I put the 007 on that loop, what flow, what head will I actually be getting? Type in your answers, because this is what makes this thing fun. It's the audience interaction. And are they interacting, Dave? Not yet.
The Grath is, yes.
Oh, McGrath is. I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I know he would be.
The Grath, yes.
Oh,
yeah. I like calling him the Grath now.
he's the Grath.
The Grath, yes.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Rich, you are the Grath. It's like, I am the pan, you are the Grath.
All right, so Ahmad said, you know, at the 7 at 8 feet, the flow will be 8 feet per minute. Then the pressure will be increased and the flow will be decreased to between 4 and 8. Ryan says, yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that one a little bit more. Ryan saying 18 flow, 4 foot of head.
If I'm using on the 007,
Yeah, it could be a tight, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he meant 18. I
okay.
think he meant 8. Yeah.
Here's
not sure. Yeah.
A lot of people will say, oh, well, it's got to work out here, because that's where the headline intersects the curve therefore 8 gallons a minute, 8 feet. That has to be where it works, right? No, because head is not the limiting factor. Head is not the limiting factor. As flow goes up, head goes up exponentially. So it's not going to work here. In fact, it's going to be
works
right
right
about there.
Yep.
Because what we have is something, I got to be familiar with a concept called a system curve. And a system curve is the hydraulic fingerprint of a hydronic system. Okay, so as flow goes up, head goes up exponentially. There's a math formula for figuring that out. I'm not going to throw it at you tonight, but it will allow you to chart out this flow. Now, what I really, instead of 3 gallons a minute, I'm really getting about 3.5 gallons a minute. That's not bad.
Yep.
That's not bad. It's going to have an impact, but not a huge one.
But you're never going to get the 3.
Right, right. Now, I want to show you why this will never happen. This is an overly optimistic scenario because, oh, someone asked about pipe sizing. This is our pipe sizing chart based upon flow. So again, it's type M copper, 3/4 inch. If I go with that 4 foot ahead for 100 feet of pipe limitation, yeah, about 4.5 gallons a minute max. I could go to that length. If it's type L at 3/4, I'm at about 3.7. Thicker wall, slightly smaller ID, etc. So again, this chart is there for your benefit. If I were to choose a 3-speed circulator and set it to high, all right, if we were to follow that system curve, I'm intersecting here at, let's call it 5 gallons a minute. Now, how many GPM did I need?
3.
I needed 3. I needed 3. I'm giving it 5. What's going to happen? Let's leave that to the group. What's going to happen if I set this circulator to contractor no callback mode? Because it's got 3 speeds, I might as well use the biggest one. What's going to happen? What will that system be doing? And I'll tell you what, the answer can be found in the universal hydronics formula.
But Ahmad got it.
Ahmad got it?
Yep.
What'd he say?
He said delta T will be changed.
There
Delta
you go.
T is going to go down,
Gonna
baby.
lose
You
it.
got it, Ahmad. Good job. So if I do 3 GPM equals 30,000 BTUs divided by 20 times 500, right? That's an equation in balance, right? I'm not giving it 3. I'm giving it 5. Now, I've had debates with people who say, well, your BTUs will go up. You'll get more heat out of there. I don't need more heat. 30,000 BTUs is the load on the coldest day of the year in the design. I give 50,000. I don't care. I don't want it. I don't need it. That's not going to change. That 500 is not going to change. The only thing that can change is the delta T. I'm giving this 66% more flow than I need. 66% more flow than I need. I'm going to get about a 33% drop in delta T. So instead of being 20, that's going to be about 13 degrees. Is this system going to work? Are these people going to get heat?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But is it the most efficient?
What is it we like about a 20-degree delta T if you're a boiler, right? If you're a boiler, would you rather raise water temperature 20 degrees or 13 degrees? Well, 13 degrees, you might like it better in the short term, but you're not going to run as long. And you're going to be going on, off,
Yep.
on, off,
Yep.
on, off, short cycling. Is a short cycling boiler an efficient boiler? Not really.
Only in the off times.
Only in the off times. It's only efficient when it's not running because it doesn't use any fuel then. What you want is a boiler that has long on times and long off times. That's what we're really hoping for. So when we narrow up that delta T, we promote more short cycling, which decreases overall system efficiency, and it also wears stuff out quicker.
Yep.
So we want to avoid that. All right. So in this case, 66% more flow, 33% lower delta T. And that's the best it's ever going to be, people. That's the important. That's the best this is ever going to be. Let's go to 50% load, 15,000 BTUs. All right. Instead of 0, it's 35 degrees outside. 15,000 BTUs.
Cut
This
that in
is
half.
now 6.5. All right. That's now 6.5. And we will spend a good 50% of a heating season at 1/3 load or less That's 10,000 BTUs. 50% of your heating season at 1/3 load or less. 50% of the heating season, we are going to have a delta T of less than 5 degrees. This is not what we signed up for, people. This is not the best that we can do for this. And it all starts with getting that circulator sizing right. If I was using a 3-speed pump, you know what speed I'd set this at? I'd put it on low. Oh, wait a minute. That's a little bit too small. Won't you not get enough heat? We estimated the head. We estimated the head, and as we said earlier, we estimated the head high. How high did we estimate the head, you ask?
How high did we estimate the head?
Let me show you how high. Let me show you. All right. You were the chosen one and you were set to high speed. Here's the head loss the right way. This takes flow into account. The other one only took pipe size into account and length. This takes flow into account. Our flow was 3 gallons a minute, right? We're looking at, this chart comes from the Copper Development Association, and it's a pressure loss chart, gives it for KL&M copper at different flow rates, but it's in PSI per linear foot of pipe. So at 3 gallons per minute, 3/4 inch type M copper, my pressure drop is 0.009 PSI per linear foot. Okay, we got to turn that into feet of head. All right, so 3/4 inch type M, 3 gallons a minute, we said 0.009 PSI per foot. How long was that loop? 203 feet, right?
Equivalent.
Yeah, equivalent length was 203 feet, equivalent length, taking the fittings into account. So 203 times 0.009 PSI per foot, 203 feet times 0.009 PSI per foot, the feet cancel out. That leaves me with 1.83 PSI. We want to convert that to feet of head, Jason. What do?
I'm sorry.
We're going to multiply it
About
by
500.
No,
Or
no, 2.31.
I'm sorry, 2.31.
One
You're right.
PSI is 2.31
Yep,
feet ahead.
yep,
So
yep.
1.83 PSI gives us 4.2 feet ahead. So you see how badly we oversized it?
50% almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 33% increase in flow led to a 50% increase in head. Interesting, ain't it? But now look at where we are. We're down here. That low on the 0015.
More than enough.
More than enough. More than enough. Okay, so we'd really be right up at here. We'd be at 4 gallons a minute. All right. Yeah. Delta T is going to be a little bit smaller. It's not ideal, but it's a hell of a lot better than that.
Yep.
Because if we went all the way up here, this new curve, now we're at 6 gallons per minute instead of the 3. We might just have some velocity noise. Okay, number one. And number two, the best delta T we're ever going to see is 10.
Right.
That's the best it'll ever be.
Let's go down.
Did the lights go down or am I having a brain hemorrhage?
Nope, we gotta move.
Okay, okay.
There we go.
All
There
right.
we go.
Okay, good. It wasn't just me. Right?
You
It wasn't
made
just.
now.
Stay away from the light.
All righty, all righty. These are not the circulators you're looking for. All right, 0015E3. This is the beauty of this 3-setting circulator. 3 gallons a minute at 4 feet ahead. Oh boy, we're talking low speed. We're going to be right about here, a little less than 3.5. That's perfect. And I'm going to be using maybe 15, 20 watts, less than 20, probably about somewhere between 10 and 15 watts as opposed to 80 watts. So this is going to be a very electrically efficient circulator. Even if it's a zone pump, we're still in good shape here. Much lower electrical consumption, and I'm gosh awful close to where I need to be. Very little white space, very little white space. All right. Better it is, but better we can still do, Dave.
Definitely.
You can tell I'm enjoying this.
Yes, you are. Yes.
0018E, the 0018E ECM circulator has a setting that we call infinitely adjustable fixed speed. It's like a volume dial. I can set it anywhere I want. Using the app, I can get right down to the GPM if I want to use the Bluetooth app to set it up. I have the ability to set that thing at 3 gallons a minute at 4 feet ahead right there, and it'll be fixed right there. And I don't think I can do a heck of a lot better than that. I'm not entirely sure you could find a circulator that'll be better sized than doing that right there. As it gets warmer out, will it still be oversized? Yes. Will my delta T get smaller? Yes, it will. But it's a hell of a lot better than throwing a 3-speed in there on high and calling it a day.
Yep.
If
The
the,
only thing that could do better would be a Delta T pump.
at that flow rate, probably not.
No, not what we have, correct,
Yeah,
it would, yep,
At
I
that,
agree.
At that flow rate, it would be a 9-watt pump, which isn't bad. But still be a fixed speed.
Still
pump.
fixed fee.
You're gonna go with fixed speed, go with a fixed speed, So in this case, this is a great application for the 0018E. I can dial that in right down to the gnat's whisker. And that is what happens when you get the right circulator. Hey, what are you laughing at? That's your dad, man.
That's my father.
All right, there are several morals to the story as we wrap up the show. When you're talking about circulators, it's all system curves and pump curves, even if they're ECM. A lot of people think, oh, variable speed, I throw that in, press a button, and it all takes care of itself. No.
Nope. No,
Nope.
thank you.
Oh,
Time
good.
for bed.
Good man. Yes. That's not how they work.
You-
Just stop it.
You're gonna get in trouble. You're at headquarters right now.
It's all system curves and pump curves. You cannot get around that. All right. There's no magic pump that you stick it in, press a button, and it sizes itself. We're going to talk about that in a couple of episodes. It's all about system curves and pump curves. Where system curve intersects the pump curve, that's where the system's going to work. I don't care what kind of a pump you have on there. Overpumping is real and it is problematic, and it is nothing to sing about. Nothing to sing about. It's easy. There's no immediate downside to overpumping. Really.
Not immediately.
There's no immediate downside to overpumping. You might have velocity noise if you really overpump, and usually someone will talk to you about that. Even if you overpump and you let it go for a long period of time, you might run into, and even these pumps don't run continuously, or they shouldn't at this point, run continuously. You might eventually over time develop some erosion issues, usually at fittings first. That's a excess velocity concern. So that's one of the reasons why, a practical reason why overpumping is bad. But a real problem with overpumping is it just kills the efficiency of the system, and it wears out parts, movable parts prematurely. Other than that, it's not a problem. Because again, no one will ever call you up and say, hey, you promised me a 20-degree delta T under design conditions. It's only 13. Get your butt out here and fix it now. You're never going to get that phone call. But you might get a phone call that says, it's this pump, this my relay or whatever, something on this boiler died and it's only 3 years old. What the hell?
Right.
Isn't it a shame how crappy materials they put in these things? No, it was short cycled into an early grave. That's the real world issue. Now, a 3-speed pump may look good on paper, all right, but it doesn't do everything. On paper, it may look like the only circulator you'll ever need because it covers so many potential operating points. But we don't install systems on paper, do we? We install them in houses and in the real world, and we connect them to real systems that have real dynamics that need to be understood and respected for proper application. Throw a 3-speed pump in there, set it to high. Yeah, nobody's going to freeze to death and blame me. I'm done. I'm out of here.
Yep.
Is that the best we can do? Is that the best we can do? I think we can do better. All right. It's convenient, but convenience comes at a cost. It always does. Always comes at a cost. So pass on what you have learned, young Padawan. Done we are.
Done we are.
I love it.
I love
that scene.
That's
Yeah.
a great scene. All righty. Next week, zone valves versus circulators, the final debate. And we will be in Chicago.
Yes, we will.
We will
Oh,
be
yeah.
live in Chicago next week doing
I
this
think we will
presentation.
make sure that we're in separate rooms.
I think we should.
Do you
I really
think,
think we
we're toxic together?
No, I don't want to immature is really the word I was looking for
Did you
here.
expect anything
Yeah,
else?
there we go. But we will be in Chicago. We're going to be, the 3 of us will be out there for training next week for our some of our Midwest reps. And Wednesday night we'll be maybe at a Chicago night spot. Maybe we should do it
Ooh.
from Wrigley Field, huh?
Wrigley, or at least Wrigleyville.
We could go to Wrigleyville.
Yep. At least in the neighborhood.
It'll be like when, like the college football game day, they go out on the road.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We could do that.
We could.
Yeah.
I think we'd probably get arrested or asked to leave.
Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is, right? So that's next week.
That's next week.
That's next
So
week.
based on that too, I did have a couple of comments from people. They're asking if we can go into more on ECM. And I said, next week we will have more ECM
Right.
operation and what they do. So we'll see more of that next week as well.
We're building towards it. Every class is a building block.
Yep.
for the next one. So yeah, we'll talk more about we'll tell you more about ECM than you ever wanted to know. But it's wonderful technology. It's a lot of people look at it and say, well, that's the answer, man. I just throw that in there and everything's good. Doesn't work that way. You still got to know what you're doing. You still got to understand pump performance curves and system curves. Still very, very important.
So we just got some really good news
Yes.
about Chicago.
Yes.
So if we need bail, Rich knows a guy.
Oh,
Why am I not surprised? You are the graph. You are the graph beneath my feet. But,
Yeah.
there
All right.
There
Yep,
you go.
yep.
All righty then. Our trivia answer.
ooh.
Our trivia answer.
Lots of answers came in.
Tons of answers. You guys are good. You guys are good out there. It was R2D2 and C3PO.
How many people got it, Dave?
I didn't even count them up,
Oh,
and I got one under the radar.
one under
Right at
the
the end.
radar. There you go.
So I typed you
Wow.
in there. If you're out there, there you go. I did throw your name in there.
I got to tell you, one of the plot holes, and it's a big one. It's a big one.
There's so many.
Well, so many, but this one. Who built C3PO? Little Anakin. Did little Anakin, when he grew up to be Darth Vader, completely forget about C3PO? That's like forgetting your dog's name from when you were a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a plot hole that really just bugged me. How did he not know that?
Mm.
And how did C3PO not recognize him?
Well,
Well,
had-
he didn't know him as Darth Vader. That's
Right,
true.
right. And he did have his memory wiped several times.
there is
He did.
that.
He did. But how did Darth Vader not look at that and go, I built him?
Yeah.
Travel around with any plumbing and heating contractor. They go, I put the plumbing in that house.
Yep.
I put a boiler in that house.
Yep.
And
I
they-
did the snow melt there.
Yeah, I did this. And you know every single one. You're telling me I made a friggin' robot with a British accent that could talk and I forgot all about it.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm calling BS on that. All right, Dave, are you ready with the winners?
I am.
All right. Then let me give you the con, eh?
I am going to take you.
So what do we have? We have sweatshirts and coolers, right?
T-shirts.
Take away after
T-shirts.
dark t-shirts.
T-shirts and coolers.
And backpack coolers, yes.
All right. There we go.
Hang on. Nope. Oh, there it is.
I see it.
Whoops. Nope. I made it go away now. Crap.
There he is.
There we go. Sorry, I got other stuff on top of the screen here.
I know it's tough.
And let's do this.
Oh, you just had you right there. There you go. There you go.
All right. Got everybody's name and number in there.
You got the Death Star.
I got the Death Star in there. That's right. That's right. You know, I figured, hey, if you're gonna make me Yoda, I'm coming Death Star on
You're
you.
coming Death Star.
I'm
all
coming
right.
Death Star on you. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's not a Jedi thing to do.
No, it's not.
Not a Jedi thing
No.
to do.
So anyways, oh, I need a piece of paper. Oh, you got a notebook?
Yep.
All right.
Go right ahead.
All
Be
right.
my guest.
All right. I'm writing this crap down. So that pen doesn't work. All right. So for the winner of the backpack, let's see who it is. Oh man, that was crazy Death Star there. Martino, Steve.
Steve Martino.
All righty. I got that backpack coming out to you soon. I don't know when I'm going to be home in order to do that, but I will soon enough. Probably have to pile up a couple of weeks since I'm on the road. And Kevin, excellent.
Martinson.
All right, got a takeaway after dark t-shirt coming your way. I got your sizes. Let's do, how many should we do?
God, wish they would be a little generous with so many contestants,
Yeah.
so many right answers.
Andrew Wyman, excellent. Thanks, buddy. And let's do another spin. Patrick, oh, I forgot to take Steve's out, so sorry, man.
I can't win twice.
There we go.
Sorry, Steve.
No double dipping, my man.
And our last minute entry.
Oh, nice.
All right, Furat.
Yes.
Furat.
And there's a last name there too.
Furat.
I just didn't get the chance to type it in there.
All right,
Yes.
congratulations. Congratulations.
So Corey's asking if it's these takeaway after dark shirts.
Nah,
Unfortunately not.
T-shirts.
These are one-offs. I've got some black T-shirts. It says takeaway after dark here. We got the Takeo logo here, and we've got your family on your back.
Oh.
The ones with the wings on them.
No,
yeah.
there you go. There you go.
So those are the shirts that I have that are coming out to everybody. I think I sent something to you, Corey. I think you did one. When I can't remember anymore. I sent out, you should have seen when I walked into the post office. They're like, oh crap, he's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, thanks everybody. Greatly appreciate. Now we're gonna stay online as long as you want us to, answering any of the questions. I do see some stuff coming in there. If you have any questions still, we'll keep going with them. Whatever you got going on, whether it was about tonight's class, last week's class, and if you're really good, if you got questions about next week's class that we haven't taught you yet.
Yeah.
So that means you're really paying attention.
It's very good.
So keep the, well, like I said, we're gonna stay online as long as you want us to, as long as there's something coming in from you guys. Spencer saying he wants to learn about the electrical savings for customers on ECM. Like I said,
Coming.
we'll go over that next week. They're a great option, even though they are more expensive too. That's always the fun question to answer, right? Let's see here. What was something else that we came in here?
I will tell you about the electrical savings. When they first came out, remember when 2000, it first came out in the US by 2008, 2009, people were just going gaga over things. Oh, they're going to save you so much electricity. Remember that? Just
I
tons and
certainly do,
tons
yeah.
and tons.
Oodles. Yes,
Oodles. I did the math and found out that it's oodle is not very much. Oodle is a little bit. It's about maybe $3 a month. And you know, people, and a certain group of folks just kind of lost their collective minds and thought we were crazy. I said, well, show me where the math is wrong. And nobody could. The math was the math, is the math, right? It's an 80-watt light bulb that we turned into a
44 watt.
44-watt light bulb or less.
20 watt, yeah.
20-watt
Yeah.
light bulb. Okay,
Yeah.
that's going to save. It's a good thing to do. Absolutely a good thing to do. If it's when's it going to pay for itself? When it gets a freaking job. Okay, that's when it's going to pay for itself. What it's going to do is this. You got to think in terms of offset. If you think in terms of, I have a dead pump and I have to replace it anyway. I could go standard efficiency or I could go high efficiency. High efficiency, as of right now, if you're not in a rebate state, it's going to be more expensive to buy. How long before that the electrical savings offsets the increased purchase price? We've calculated out anywhere, depending upon your electrical rates, 2 to 4 years, 2 to maybe 5 years. It depends on how long it runs and what your electric rates are. Anywhere between 2 and 4.5 years, maybe 5. At that point, that's not bad.
Right.
That's not bad.
Right.
You know, and I've imagined a scenario where a customer says, well, how long before that thing pays for itself? Well, it doesn't really pay for itself. It's offset. And you explain it to them. He says, yeah, it's, 2.5, 3 years, maybe 3.5 years based on what you pay for electricity. And then it's going to be that lower cost, kind of forever. And as long as it lasts, and it's going to last a good long time. And I could just imagine a customer saying, well, how much to replace all of them? Maybe, yeah, you do it, but it's, that's just going to lower that point. Okay, I got a perfectly good working circulator that I'm getting rid of to put in a more efficient one. Does that make sense?
No.
I'm not 100% sure. But if it's a dead one, yeah, then it's a much easier story to tell. Because you remember when these things first came out, right? What did people say when they first came out?
No, it's too expensive.
They're too expensive,
Yeah.
right? They're too expensive.
Nothing wrong with my 007. Yep.
And they were and are more expensive than standard efficiency circulators, but that's not the point. The point is they do more. If you combine the electrical savings with the potential of getting the operating point closer to where it really needs to be and enhancing the efficiency of a system, and that's a moving target if ever there was one, right? If you combine those two, they become a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
When you start to think about it like that.
Yep. So David turns around. David Cooper says, yeah, they're not an investment. Correct.
Right.
An investment means you put $100 in, you get 110 back.
Right.
Exactly. Circs aren't going to do that
No,
for you. Yep.
no. It's I remember. Okay, another story.
Another story?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember getting into a rather heated argument with an old mentor of mine, who shall remain nameless,
Okay.
because I did a blog at one point about saying, boilers aren't an investment.
Right.
Replacement boilers not an investment.
Mm-hmm.
And he had made a living saying yes, it was. I said, no, it isn't. He says it doesn't increase your net worth. It does not appreciate in value. It's maintenance.
Yeah. It doesn't print money
Yeah,
either.
it doesn't print money. It doesn't, and it's not, it doesn't have a lever. You don't get triple cherries and money doesn't come spewing out the relief valve. It's a sunk cost. You like that one?
You finally got him. You got him. You cracked him today.
That one I haven't heard
Yeah,
yet.
there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, my old friend Wes Cisco used to say, it's a pig. It eats fuel and it poops heat. All we want to do is put that pig on a high fiber, low fat diet and get the, if you're going to replace a boiler, it's to your advantage and to your benefit to replace it with one of greater efficiency.
Yep.
If you have a perfectly good boiler, there's no reason to get rid of it and replace it with a higher efficiency one, other than it's anticipatory maintenance, meaning this thing's working great now, but it's got 2 years maybe. Maybe
Right.
I'll strike while the iron is hot, before tariffs kind of kick us in the rear, that kind of thing.
Right.
So
Yep.
anyway, that's my investment story.
So I also got Spencer made a really good point here. All right, so he says here, in terms of lifespan, if the circulator is actually sized correctly, do ECM circs last any longer or about the same?
We'll see.
Well,
I think it's going to last a heck of a lot
well,
longer.
that's the other thing, right? It's also about cycle count.
Yes.
So product is not, like when we, all of our circulators, we have a 3-year flange to flange warranty, right? And again, one of those things when I first started here, go spend some time with the engineers. Hey man, picked up the 007. How long is this going to last? And I was expecting to hear years from the engineers upstairs. And he goes, 250,000 cycles. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't help me whatsoever. Meaning that they designed the circulators to last 250,000 start-stops. That's with the strength of the materials, the product, the bearings. Could we make a circulator last 500,000 cycles? Oh, heck yeah. But now we just double the cost of the darn thing, right? So, but we also calculated that 250,000 cycles equated to about 18 years of lifespan in a single zone system. Now, I know people out there saying, well, I don't see circulators lasting 20 years. All right, I'm seeing 8, 10 years. All right, when was the last time you worked on a house that had one zone?
Right.
Right.
Yep.
So yes, we're getting a lot of start, stop,
Well, it's
start,
like
stop.
kind of saying like, how long are the brakes in my car going to last?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
If
it
you turn
depends
on
on
once and
where.
just drive always on a highway.
Or
a
you drive
long
over a
time.
mountain every day. Yeah.
So excellent question, Spencer.
Yeah. And the other
Doug,
thing,
Doug was basically the same thing. ECM has fewer cycles. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
and it runs cooler because it's lower wattage.
ECM runs cooler, definitely.
It'll
Yep.
definitely run cooler. And we have the Sure Start and bio barrier built in to help protect it against the other things that kill circulators. The big circulator kills, which is black iron oxide, magnetic crapola. So we have some fail safes built in that will protect that circulator for the long haul.
Yeah. Chris had a question or a comment too. He said, why did we say the VT pump would not have been a good choice for our example earlier?
Oh, great question.
Because it says here, I thought the curve went lower than that. It does. But the VT 2218, which we'll show next week as well, you're operating just a hair above the curve on a zone pump system.
At 3 gallons a
That
minute,
was the max.
Yes.
So your variable speediness was about this big where you have this much availability in the pump.
Right.
So would it work? Yes, but you're not going to take advantage of what the Delta T could do for you there.
Right.
So in its current design,
Yeah,
the current design is a bigger pump.
Yeah, 3 gallons a minute at 4 foot ahead. I don't think that might actually be on the minimum speed, or at least close to it.
Yeah, I got to dig it up.
It's real close to the minimum speed. Yeah, so Dave said the variable speedosity of that thing is very limited, and at that point, for a pump that's going to spend most of its time as a fixed speed pump versus the 0018E that's going to spend all of its time at a fixed speed pump. It's a good ass kicking $200. Where are you going to go? At that point, it doesn't make. At that point, it's not that it's the wrong choice. It'll work fantastic. It's just that it's a much more expensive choice that doesn't get you much, if that makes sense.
Excellent.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And to everybody on the road too, online with us. I mean,
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, Oh,
Thanks
you
for
weren't
that,
just saying
yeah.
thank you to me.
I was thinking, thank you to everybody.
I
yes.
thought you were
Yeah,
thanking
yeah.
me.
You too, yes,
Oh,
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it.
Jason, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor. We really shouldn't do this together. Well, any other questions, Professor?
Thanks, Chris.
I see we have a paragraph from Rich. Let's see what this says. When the goal, I'm reading this cold, which
Well,
is it
read right above it.
read right above it. All right, let's read right above it. Oh, this is the answer given by ChatGPT a couple of years ago. Use it if you'd like. Well, yeah, go on AI, go ChatGPT and ask about delta T pumping.
Huh?
When the goal is to optimize the efficiency of a modulating condensing boiler, delta T pumping can be more effective than delta P. Who am I to argue with artificial intelligence? Modulating condensing boilers are designed to operate at high efficiency by modulating their heat output based on the heating demand. To achieve this, the temperature of the fluid entering and leaving the boiler must be closely monitored and controlled. Delta T pumping is well suited for this type of application as it focuses on focuses on maintaining a consistent temperature difference. This is why I had to leave the news business because I would skip lines
Yeah,
in my script.
okay.
All right. Delta T pumping is well suited for this type of application as it focuses on maintaining a consistent temperature difference, or delta T, between the fluid entering and leaving the system. By ensuring a constant delta T, the boiler can operate at its highest efficiency, which can help minimize energy consumption and reduce operating costs. Delta P, on the other hand, focuses on maintaining a constant pressure difference, or delta P, across the system by using pumps and valves to control the pressure of the fluid. Ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-da-bum.
Huh.
That's the story. ChatGPT's got it right. I'm a
It
big
wins.
fan.
Oh, there was more.
I'm a big fan of artificial intelligence. Not that I mean looking at you and thinking of artificial intelligence. That's
I
not what
feel
meant.
like maybe a CP30 would be a good analogy
You
there.
got you from here up. You're big like him too. All righty. Cool. Any more questions, folks? This was fun. This is the best part to me for Takeo After Dark, is the after party, so to speak. So got any more questions? Yeah, the after party brings out the best questions, says Doug. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We got to call that the official after party. I think that's what we need a slide. Says now the after party. I like.
Yes. Well, we're home.
When we're home.
Yes, because then we can make
Yes.
tuna fish.
Tuna fish?
No, not tuna fish. It was blue cheese and
Oh, blue cheese and peanut butter. Yes. That was going again back to season 1.
yes,
The blue cheese and peanut butter
Oh.
sandwich debacle. Grilled.
incidents.
Grilled.
Oh,
It was grilled blue cheese and peanut butter
Yes,
sandwich.
you did. Yes.
And I made it and ate it and didn't like it. And the guy who recommended said, I didn't say to make a sandwich out of it.
Yeah, on a cracker.
Yeah, I just put it on a cracker. I
Yeah.
said, well, you didn't make that clear. And I said,
Yeah.
I didn't make it not clear. I don't know where the hell you came up with it. We were talking about the greatest sandwich in the history of the planet Earth, which is the grilled fluffernutter. New Englanders out there, you know what a fluffernutter is. Do you know what a fluffernutter is?
yeah, it's peanut butter, banana, or marshmallow cream.
Marshmallow fluff, yeah.
Yeah.
Marshmallow fluff.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you put it in a panini maker.
You could put it in a panini maker.
Yeah.
I'd make it like a grilled cheese.
Okay.
But a grilled fluffernutter, grill it like a grilled cheese. It will change your life.
Now you could put banana on it.
Don't give me this California.
Come
crap.
on.
Get the
I'm just
bananas
saying,
out of here.
you
I'm a
could put
traditional.
Elvis was
You put
close.
pineapple on your pizza too,
No, I
don't you?
know,
Now, you're a pineapple.
no.
You are a
That
pineapple on the
is-
pizza
that
kind of
is-
guy.
That is
Yeah.
sacrilege. I don't know.
Banana on a
He's
grilled
Northern
fluffernutter.
Cal, not Southern Cal.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
there you go.
Let's
There you go.
thank you for the
Okay, but-
Dave.
Yeah, he goes
Thank you
he
for
goes
the
to the
distinction there.
dispensary and sprinkles some of that on his pizza. There you go.
Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. There we go. Yes. Grilled fluffernutter.
Well,
Change your life.
you'll have to make me one.
I will make you a grilled fluffernutter sometime.
Yeah, get grilling.
Yeah, there we go. I don't think that would pass. We're good. Well, not a charcoal grill.
No, yeah.
No, a panini maker. No, a
Panini
panini
maker,
maker would work.
Yeah, they do. You put a little butter on there, you
Well,
smash it in that panini maker.
You know
and
what?
go,
Or a poor man's panini maker. It's waffle iron.
Hey, I never even thought of that.
There you go.
or an iron.
Or an
In college, an iron.
That was my pizza warmer.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good Lord, good Lord. All righty, well, how are we doing?
There's no other questions coming.
No other
We just
questions.
Well,
ruined it now.
Yeah,
have
you
we
guys
lost
are-
everybody with the fluffernutter? I
No,
blame
we
you.
still have 37 people out there wondering what the hell we're gonna do next.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're just watching the train wreck come.
I know,
Yeah,
it's all right.
Yeah.
We better stop this before we
Yep.
create a human resources incident. So, my friends, thank you so much for joining us. We so appreciate the gift of your time on this Wednesday night. It's the high point of my week, but that just kind of gives you an idea what my life is like.
I guess, yeah, I guess the first 2 days sucked this week.
Yeah, it is, but that boy, oh boy, Wednesday night is the high point of my week, being able to
That's
spend
great.
this with you guys.
Hey, I
and
appreciate
spend
being
it
here.
with you guys out there as well. Factory training tomorrow.
Factory
We've
training
got-
tomorrow.
We've
Yep,
got 25 people in here from all around the country
we do.
who are here for 2 days of listening to the three of us do exactly what we just did.
Yep,
so
furthest away
you're missing
is
out.
Arizona,
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's what we
and
determined.
the closest is Providence.
Providence,
From
Brown
Brown
University,
University,
right
yes.
there, Joe
Ah,
Campbell,
yeah,
Brown
right
University.
there.
There you go. Next class is going to be next month in
June.
June.
Yep.
And if you're interested in coming to that, go to takocomfort.com and check out our training page. And if you want to come, register. We'd love to have you. These things are great. If you enjoyed watching us online, imagine the three of us in person. Okay. Imagine that. Or maybe don't.
Yeah,
That's-
don't.
Yeah,
You
don't.
guys want to sleep tonight.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to sleep tonight.
Some people come to this because they take us in little doses.
Yes, and that's usually the best way.
Enough.
It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
best way, right?
Yeah.
All righty, folks.
Thank
Hey,
you, guys.
Thank you much. Take care, everybody.
Cheers.